Hey, you guys, welcome.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going? Welcome. Let's see if we want to be with some. What do you think
A little
about that?
flare? That looks great.
A little flare.
Let's sit closer.
Let's sit closer. I don't know if we want to flare or not. Do we? Yeah, flare or no flare?
Yes.
Hi, you guys. Welcome. Okay, let me share this to my group because I told them all. Do we need to be closer? Yeah, scoot over. Oh, look. Okay, this is gonna take me a minute. You guys, hi you guys, welcome. You're gonna have to just give us a minute. Can you tap some hearts or put in the comments that you can hear me? Because I don't know about all that. Is that okay? We're using a microphone. So Giovanna, can you hear me? Yay, you can hear me. Okay, let me get this posted into my group. All right, now, but probably most of you are here. So can you hear me well?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear him? Most importantly. Okay. Awesome. All right, you guys. So say hi when you get here. Hi, you guys. I'm going to be speak up. Is that better, Leslie? Can you hear me? Hi, Kara. Hi, you guys. Make sure, yes, you can hear me. Yay! All right. So I'm going to pull up some questions, but I'll just say hi to you. Hi, Gina. Perfectly. Yay. We're using this little fancy microphone to do, but I don't think we need to hold it, which is awesome. So welcome. Welcome to our home. Welcome to our fire. Can you guys see the fireplace behind us? Can hear you both well. Yay. Thanks, Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome, you guys. This is my husband, Jonathan.
Hi. Nice to meet you all.
Nice. And let me just pull up these questions here. So we are getting on today because this moment has been a long time coming where I have built up my online business to a point we can bring Jonathan home from his 9 to 5. And it was the initial dream. It really was, but it also was a forgotten dream by both of us, I would say. Would you say it was kind of like, felt like a long shot at the beginning?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, yeah, it was like, yeah, who brings their husband home from his 9 to 5, you know, in their 30s? Like that doesn't exist. And so breaking through a lot of those beliefs that it's not even possible, I think for both of us, and getting to this point is really exciting. And I felt like, you know, getting on and sharing some of that journey and sharing what is potentially happening for us in the future. I know that a lot of you who are either my clients or work with me or follow my journey, that you may want this too. And I wanted this so badly, and I would see other entrepreneurs who are like, I brought my husband home, and I really felt like, what? How is that even possible? And so in full transparency and always appreciating the process, I wanted to share that with you guys and give you guys Jonathan's version of things, because he obviously is behind the scenes and just got on Facebook on Friday night.
Not for the first time in my life, mind you.
Yeah, but not really, like, you know, it's not his thing. Facebook is not his world. So I wanted to see if you guys had questions about like the process, about being married and being in totally two different realities. You know, Jonathan has had a 9 to 5 that has been really hard and stressful. And I've been building this business nonstop for the last 1.5 years. So there is a lot involved, you know? So I wanted to see what some of your questions were. And I did get some questions in the group, so I'm gonna read those. You're welcome to put questions in the comments here. And if we have enough time, we'll get to them. Okay, so are y'all ready? You guys, if you tap your hearts, then that means I know that you can still hear me and you're following along, the picture's good and all of that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thanks for the hearts, you guys. All right, so Chelsea Robertson from my amazing group, Rise and Shine, awesome, says, I've got one. Is there anything my husband, wish he would know, I think, like from his perspective. He's 100% supportive of my business and has no intention of ever leaving his work because he is fulfilled and passionate. But I imagine it's not easy living with someone who is always on the clock, per se. So, I guess, am I always on the clock? And how is that for you? Because your job you sort of left behind, sort of.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say you're always on the clock, but you're on the clock quite a bit.
Yeah.
And you know, it's always difficult when a spouse is working a lot. It's difficult for everybody involved. But just seeing you do so well, and
I'm gonna cry.
and seeing you be so successful and touching a lot of people's lives, it makes it all worth it, and I've enjoyed the ride. I've enjoyed seeing you grow.
Aw, that's so sweet. But in full transparency, there were times when I would be on Facebook and he would be like, "Can't you put your phone down when I'm in the room with you? Why are you talking to other people?" And that kind of was an issue for the first 6 months. And I just kept explaining, like, this is how I'm going to do what I know I'm meant to do. Like, this is what I have to do that. And I think he didn't really understand that it was work, that it seemed like I was just playing on my phone. So can you speak to that a little bit?
I understood that it was work, but it was hard in the beginning because there wasn't a lot of proof of concept, I guess. It takes a little bit of
Like
time.
I wasn't making the money.
You weren't making the loot.
Yeah.
No, but it takes a little bit of time in the beginning, so naturally, you know, when we're watching TV, I would want to watch together, because otherwise I feel like I'm by myself.
Right. There would be a lot of conversations about that. And because an online business, there a lot of times is not the income at the beginning. With any business, right? In a brick and mortar, they say you should give yourself 1 to 2 years before you turn a profit. And an online business, I think, can be quicker than that. But it's very realistic to say that you're not going to make money at the beginning of building a business. And there was always this feeling of like, is it real? Like, is all the work I'm putting in real? And I always felt like I needed to prove to him via income. Like that would be the only thing that really showed him that it was happening and it was real. And I think when the income started coming in, that a lot of things shifted. Like there was an energy shift around the amount of work I do and being on the clock all the time.
Yeah, it's income, and it's also when you start to do well, you start feeling better about what you're doing, and then I start feeling better about what you're doing.
Yeah, the being excited. So I guess to sum that up, there's definitely not a problem with the amount of time I'm on the clock now. I probably have more of a problem with it where I'm like, oh, I know I need to cut away. And it's really challenging with Facebook because Facebook is 24/7. So I'm very committed to when I have an inspiration, I post something. That's how I do. Although I teach content mapping, I don't do content mapping for myself. I use my inspiration. And that means that sometimes, I try not to do it during mealtime. I definitely have boundaries, but I think the hardest part for us to adjust to was like that time at night after Ava goes to sleep, that we actually spend time together. And I would say we still have a lot of work to do in that area. We kind of have just accepted that we just both are on our phones or something. Wouldn't you say, kind of?
Yeah, we have to consciously make time to be together.
Yeah. I would say that there's still more to that story. But great question, Chelsea. All right, so moving on. Jillianne Holder asked, this is our goal too. What does his typical day look like? Does he work in your business too, or does he take care of everything else so you don't have to worry about it? And that's a great question. And it's also an emerging question, meaning this is new for us. In fact, yesterday was starting the first full week because...
This is only day 2.
Yeah, he went to part-time for a month, but it still was, really was present in our life, the amount of stress and exhaustion that came from his job.
Yeah. So this is still yet to be determined, but as of now, I take care of, a lot of cooking and taking care of the kiddo, which I enjoy. And and I get to do some of my own things too, so it's great.
Oh, like, what do you get to do of your own things?
Is that a question you
Yeah, that's a question.
Did you add that?
I might have added it.
Well, I've been playing tennis quite a bit, which has been great.
Yeah, he's a tennis superstar, you guys. And I want to help him build a tennis business. Right? He's slimmed down like he just got out of the hot tub, and I was like, oh man, you be looking good. And he was like,
Calm down.
Anywho. So we are going to incorporate him into the business because there are pieces that are really challenging for me, and I try to stick to the things I'm good at. So he is going to help with the finances and keeping track of like money in, money out, and transferring over funds and things like that, because I will just ignore that stuff, like totally. So also we're talking about doing like a weekly meeting where I keep him up to date with things, because I get so much in my mind, and when he was working full time, it was really hard for me to, this will go away, it's really hard for me to download a bunch of stuff onto him when he was working all the time and had his own stresses. So it's nice that I feel like now I can really bring up what's going on and like talk through it all the way. Another sounding board, because I find with business in general, it's really helpful to have people to just talk to about your business.
I do a lot of editing and different things like that.
He was an English major and I was not. And so he edits all of my newsletters and things like that, sales pages and stuff. So that's really helpful as well. All right, let's see. Sky Mandala Marcano says, has he always been 100% supportive, or has it been a process getting to this point? What kinds of conversations have you had this past year about you being so visible on camera and publicly?
I guess I can't really remember the transition time or the first time that you mentioned this, but I think I was always supportive because I've just known Jai to always be very intuitive, and so I trust what her intuition tells her. So when this all started coming about, I was supportive right from the get-go, because I just know that she's very intuitive, and I learned to listen to that.
Yeah, that's true. There's never been issues about like me trying to convince him the validity of an idea or anything like that. In terms of just publicity and being on camera, we never have ever had an issue. And like I said, he just got on Facebook the other night, really not for the first time ever, but he doesn't do Facebook. So he doesn't see my videos, you guys. He actually has no idea how much I'm on video, how much I put out on Facebook. I don't think he would have a problem with it.
I know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's not like it's like rolling through your news feed and you're like, there's another video of
right.
Jaya's, there's another video, you know.
Yeah.
So you're not really like inundated with it. Also, I was a performer when we met. So I was a professional belly dancer, and I opened up for reggae artists, and there would be a lot of people there, and it was a stage, like, you know, it was legit. And so he would come to those shows. So I was already kind of in the public eye type of person anyway, and he had to just deal with that. So it was sort of built into our relationship. I don't think this is out of character for me. I'm a performer. So, right?
Yeah, I've never had a problem with it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
It's never been a thing for us, basically. Where it might be for some people. I don't know.
I guarantee that it is.
Yeah, he's not very jealous or like insecure. I mean, maybe if I had a lot of men on my page, but he knows that I am friends with women and my business is about empowering women. And sometimes he gets a little funny if he actually sees messages. Like I'll get a lot of those spammy kind of messages in my non-friend Facebook, and he just looked through it and he was like, what is this? Like, who are all these people? And so possibly if I was still doing fitness and being like in tank tops and stuff, and like there was a lot of men commenting, like that probably would kind of be a problem.
It wouldn't be. I wouldn't like it.
Right.
But who would?
Yeah.
It would still be okay though.
Yeah. He's not jealous or insecure. That doesn't really work for me either, so that would be not good. We were old when we got together too, so like we've gotten past a lot of that stuff. Not old. Okay.
Young.
Yeah, we were not young.
Not old,
No, we were not young. Okay, so Anne Sophie asks, what did he and you need to have in place to make this powerful decision for both of you that feels secure on all levels of your career, life, and relationship? Oh, girl, we don't feel secure. Does he work in your business? What happened to both of you right before you decided it was the right step? So like kind of like what's the prompt? Like why is it right now? That's what I'm getting from this. And finally, is he doing his own okay, so let's answer that first. So it's like, why is right now, and do we feel secure about it? Or why do we feel secure about it?
I feel secure because I trust Jaya's ability. And I know that people enjoy her. So I know that that this is a good thing, and then it's gonna work. It's gonna work very well because of this girl.
Okay, so I was like, honey, like now is the time. I broke my glass ceiling. I learned how to like get out of that. I'm only worth making $30,000 a year. That's all I ever saw to be possible. And I've expanded a whole freaking lot. And then finally like had the results, the tangible results of that. And so while that would probably be premature for like, say, a financial planner, they might be like, don't quit your job just because she has like one good month. And not that it's just one good month at this point, but when we initially started talking about it, it kind of was. And I do think there's a lot of trust and faith involved, and the reality that his job was so energy sucking, time consuming, and stress inducing that it is not, like, it's just straight up not okay. It's not an option to continue that way. It's not healthy for him. It's not healthy for me. And there is more possibility for me to thrive in my business if I have his help, because I was starting to feel burnt out, and that was not going to be good for anybody. So we are cashing our chips in probably earlier than a lot of people would feel secure about. And it's like, it's faith, because I know, and he believes that I know. So there's just that. It's just blind faith, and in any business.
And there's just a time where you decide to go all in.
Yeah.
And this was that time.
Yeah. Yep, that's beautifully said. Exactly, because there also could never be the time, and you guys know I preach it all the time, is like you have to do it scared. So are we scared? Yes. I would say we're both scared, and yet we both believe more than we're scared. And we're taking the action based on the belief. So, and then she also asks, and finally, what is he doing to keep his own personal professional fulfillment high in the long term? My hubby and I work together on some of the time. One of the initial challenges was around scheduling and also ending the time we talked, like the boundaries. So like boundaries and your own personal fulfillment. I'm going to let you answer the personal fulfillment. I'm going to go get some water. I will be right back.
Well, it's day 2. So,
You okay, sweetie?
my tennis has been a really good thing for me. That's part of my personal fulfillment. Exercise and getting to spend more time with my kid has been what I've been really looking forward to, and that's what's been great so far. And we have some ideas for professional fulfillment. But as far as personal fulfillment, I'd say tennis, taking care of the kid, cooking, which I love, and household projects. That's where it's at.
Household projects, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's true. He's kind of like he doesn't need a lot in terms of external things. Like he'll be happy brewing his beer in the garage, having a project to work on. I think it seems like if you have a focus, that it's not like I don't know how to say this without it sounding like, it's not insulting. It's like, you're not like a seeker. You're like a seeker of knowledge. So he listens to like podcast, like what's it called? How stuff works. No, what's it called? How you do everything.
Steelers.
No, not Steelers. What is it called? The podcast.
Stuff you should know.
Stuff you should know. Okay. So like he listens to stuff you should know, and I listen to everything personal development and business related. And so we're like really, really different in terms of that. He's not like a emotional freedom seeker. He's like a knowledge seeker. And so that really keeps him busy. Don't you think? Like you'll like keep your mind busy with these things.
Well, the truth is that I've worked my entire adult life nonstop, and now I've not worked for a day and a half. So it's to be determined, but there's a lot in the works.
Yeah, that's true. I think we both knew that we had to start this process and give him the freedom to figure out what the next phase is. And that does take freedom. Like I'm somebody who's always worked for myself. I've always had self-care. It's not hard for me to adjust to prioritizing myself and my zone of genius and all of these things. That's just who I am. And for him, he has been like more the man role. And when we got married really quickly and had a baby really quickly, both of our lives changed. And I don't think he had any choices. I don't think he felt like he had choices around, oh, well, how do I want to express my creativity, right? How do I want to like bring out my zone of genius? And that's just not ever been his reality. Like he's from Steeler Nation, right? He's from where you worked yourself to the bone to barely make it. Am I right? I mean, I'm saying like that's where you grew up, and that is, I think, where like the expansion comes, that things can be different than that, and they are different than that now. But had you never changed, you could just work your tail into the ground and keep going that way forever. You could have.
Yep.
You say whatever you think. You tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I mean, the question has been answered.
What was the question?
I don't remember.
I don't think he likes talking about that. That is more like my area, right, of talking about. So I'm going to see if you guys have any questions here. And then we will sign off here in a minute. That was pretty speedy, actually. All right. Oh, yeah, there are 55 comments. So let me see here. Aw, that's so cute. You're the man, Jackie says. You and my hubby would get along beautifully. Okay, shh. It's weird. It's talking to me as I'm talking. All right, so I can't really see. I can't see. Oh my gosh, that is too weird. So you guys, thank you so much for being here live and for freaking acting interested. That is just really cool. And I hope that this, you know, one piece that has always really propelled me forward in doing this crazy online adventure and consistently putting myself out there and busting through fears is that these things are possible. It's always the possibility. And as soon as it was opened up to me, like the first business coach I heard say, I brought my husband home, I was like, stop, girl, what? Like that's possible. And so I feel like it's really important for me to pay it forward and say, like, this is possible for you.
Well said.
Thanks, honey.
It's been a lot of fun, everybody.
Really?
Yeah. If y'all enjoyed this, I'd be willing to do this.
Oh, it is.
You know, another 1 or 2 times for sure.
He will do this 1 or 2 times. So there you go.
If you guys want to see me again, just send me some hearts.
There's one.
1, 2, 3.
Awesome, you guys. Also, do you have any final words?
Just you know, it's been a fun ride so far, and I've enjoyed seeing Jaya grow, and you know, it's fun to embrace the possibilities. And like I said, it's fun also to go all in on something. And it's exciting. So let's keep the ball rolling.
Oh, wait. Just kidding. right, you guys. Love you.